Good afternoon, everyone. I'm delighted to be here with you and to welcome you all on behalf of RIBA, the Royal Institute of British Architects. It's great to introduce RIBA to those of you who are new to architecture and at the start of your architectural journey. The RIBA Future Architects is our network and community for future and emerging architects, designed to support, inspire, and provide a voice as you transition from study to practice. First of all, it's an introduction to RIBA. So we've got the Royal Institute of British Architects. It's a global professional membership body that serves its members and society in order to deliver better buildings and places, stronger communities and sustainable environment. We currently represent over 53,000 members worldwide, and our strategy and purpose are to spotlight your talent, represent your needs and demonstrate the positive societal impact of your work, champion architects at all stages of education, professional development, resources and support. We're also here to help emerging architects to shine locally across the globe, supporting you to shape the future of the profession, and finally for you to be inspired to build a sustainable tomorrow through community, education and recognition. You can get involved in locally delivered events and opportunities with our network of affiliated RIBA branches and groups. By joining RIBA, you'll be part of a community of more than 53,000 members worldwide. This includes over 20,000 student members and over 4,000 chartered practices. We have different membership categories to suit different needs. And if you're studying a RIBA-validated Part 1 or 2 course, such as this one, you can join us as a student member for free, all the way up to the end of your Part 2. Once you move on to Part 3, you can then join us as an associate member, and then once you're qualified, many choose to move on to RIBA Chartered membership. Most of our members are based in the UK, but we are growing our membership internationally, and we have international chapters in Hong Kong, Singapore, Sri Lanka, the USA, China and the Gulf, and we also have RIBA offices in China and the Gulf. Our international team works on behalf of members, but also focuses on international relations to develop collaborative projects and global networking. In September 2023, Moyo Oki became the youngest and the first Black president of RIBA. His key priorities include better practice in employment and the well-being of architects, leading the industry in climate action and retrofit. He says RIBA Future Architects is a global community of architecture professionals that collaborate to create a better future, championing core values including diversity and inclusion, sustainable design and innovation in practice. Through this community, you can increase your knowledge and understanding of the big issues in architecture and use your voice to drive lasting and meaningful change. RIBA is formed of members for members, and its council is elected by RIBA's members, and it acts as the representative body for membership. So council members are also providing support and leadership for RIBA members, and they also lobby RIBA on the important issues affecting them. It's the important role of council members to be set the sounding board for new initiatives and proactively discuss equipping the industry for future. Our student and associate members are represented on RIBA Council by Miriam, Zafir, Paul and Nenpin, and our elected member reps. Do reach out to them as they're always keen to chat and offer support. And with your RIBA student membership, you'll also be eligible to stand for election and represent students on our National Council. So why join as a RIBA member? The good news is that students on RIBA validated courses are entitled to free RIBA student membership. So you can join a community of emerging talent and accelerate your career with access to specialist resources, learning, mentoring and support. So RIBA membership is free to students studying the RIBA Parts 1 and 2, and you will be joining a network of over 20,000 individuals worldwide. If you are based overseas at the moment or studying remotely, you can still enjoy the benefits of RIBA student membership regardless of your location. Our offer to future architects includes the following: monthly newsletters, student mentoring, scholarships and bursaries, podcasts, inspiration from our bookshop, events, RIBA journal writing competitions, and also our RIBA awards. So I'm just going to go into these in a little bit more detail now. We have the RIBA monthly newsletter, which has articles and details of all our forthcoming events. And when you sign up, please make sure you tick the preference box to opt into emails and communications. We have the RIBA student members are eligible to take part in our invaluable RIBA Future Architects student mentoring scheme, which gives students an insight into practice to enhance their learning experience. RIBA student members taking part in the scheme are matched with a mentor, and then they usually arrange to hold 2 or 3 meetings, and those usually focus on an introduction to working life at a practice, a successful project, and finally career development and advice. The scheme is currently available to RIBA students studying the Part 1 in Year 3 or Year 2, or studying at participating schools. With the scholarships and bursaries that we offer, and there are a range of financial support funds for Part 1, 2 and 3 students, including the RIBA Student Support Fund. We also offer a range of bursaries and scholarships throughout the academic year. They're only available to RIBA student members, so they're a great benefit to take advantage of. Please keep an eye out for our social channels for announcements when opportunities go live. Next up, we have our Future Architects in Conversation podcast, and it's hosted by a different student group or students each episode, which brings you a wide range of student voices from across the world. From tackling the climate crisis to lived experiences of architectural education, our hosts and special guests explore the topics that matter for the student community. We have 8 new podcasts that have been released this year, including the circular economy, disability and architectural education, and also transition to practice. Our online bookshop called RIBA Books is perfect for your gifts or if you can't find what you need in the university libraries. And you'll find this at ribabooks.com/future architects. We also run a regular program of events for students, some that are open to all and some that are member only. And don't forget to get involved in local branch activity throughout the year to expand your local network. Have a look at the regional What's On pages on architecture.com. And again, please keep your eyes on the RIBA Future Architects Hub page and at the RIBA Education on social media. So that's at RIBA Education. And that's just to find out more about what's coming up. We also have the RIBA Journal writing competition, which is the UK's largest circulating architectural magazine, and we host competitions through that. New articles are posted every day, providing information and inspiration on ribaj.com. We run an annual architectural writing competition in partnership with the RIBA Journal for student members, and the winning articles are published in the RIBA and students are profiled across our online channels. From profiles of innovators and architects to analysis of much loved places and deeply personal pieces that are explored identity and also issues of race and disability. Our past winners have covered some vital topics and have gone on to produce more written work for RIBA and beyond. One of the things that RIBA is particularly known for is its awards programme. Awards for students include regional awards and the President's Medals. And here's an example of last year's award winner. The RIBA President's Medal is a global prize for students in architectural education, and it's RIBA's oldest award, established in 1836. Each year, schools of architecture nominate students, and then the judging panel award bronze and silver medals to RIBA Part 1 and Part 2 students for outstanding design work, as well as a dissertation medal to reward accomplished written work. We have a RIBA Future Architects playlist on the RIBA YouTube channel with some great content that includes how to prepare for your first job, marketing in the age of social media, recordings of some of our events, and relevant RIBA lectures and talks. We also have digital resources on particular topics to help you prepare for the next stage of education and working life in practice. All are available on our RIBA Future Architects Hub on architecture.com. So whatever path you choose on your road through architectural education, always remember that RIBA can be a source of support to you, a space for you to lead the debate, start dialogues, and provoke the discourse about architecture and the built environment. RIBA's themes and values for architectural education have formed the basis for the validation and revalidation of all RIBA recognised schools of architecture since September 2021. They place a new emphasis on life safety, climate literacy, research literacy, and ethical practice, as well as technical and business skills as key components of architectural education. Born out of recognition that the next generation of architects have the ambition, capability, and drive to tackle the issues currently facing our world, society, and our interest. The way ahead demonstrates the importance of supporting these aspirations through an improved and better focused architectural education. RIBA has published 2 new free-to-download guides, the Study Architecture Well and Practice Architecture Well. You'll be able to access these by obviously scanning the QR code and also on architecture.com. They're aimed at architecture students and early career architects in the UK, and they give practical advice on how to do well in study and practice, and importantly, how to maintain well-being as you cope with opportunities, stresses, and strains. All RIBA members have access to RIBA Academy, which is our online learning portal, which contains the latest accredited CPD that is accessible anytime from anywhere in the world. With your student membership, you will also receive a discount on RIBA Academy courses. It's where architecture professionals can access over 250 learning modules with free and paid for quality content, such as articles, videos, webinars, expos, and to support professional development, competency, and new skills. A wide variety of CPD includes the core CPD program, which is composed of online modules helping members stay up to date and maintain competency. The specialist courses, which are webinar series including the principal designer, conservation, and much more. We also have the CPD provider expeditions, which are online and face-to-face sessions covering the latest in technologies and supporting specification. And there's much more on there. So you can explore the RIBA Academy CPD learning at any time if you just Google RIBA Academy. Next up, we have the PDR, which is one for the future. So during your year out and onwards, you will need to track your practical experience, and the way that you do this is via the RIBA PEDR portal. Now, PEDR stands for Professional Experience and Development Recording, and is a digital record of a student's experience, development, and competency in the practice of architecture. Your PEDR allows you to log your periods in practice, typically listed as quarterly record sheets, preparing you for your future Part 3 documentary submission. This is important because to register as an architect in the UK, there is a mandatory requirement to have completed a minimum of 24 months professional practice experience, alongside gaining your typical Parts 1, 2, and 3 qualifications. So what to expect from a RIBA Charter practice? We would always encourage anyone of the future architects to seek employment and experience with a RIBA Charter practice, because then you know that the practice has been bound to uphold the RIBA Code of Practice and has certain obligations as part of the Charter practice status. Some of these things include an employment policy, which addresses the RIBA Charter Practice Employment Policy Guide, a health and safety policy, an environmental policy, and an EDI policy. So please make sure that you sign up with a RIBA Chartered practice for your year in practice. Many of you may be seeking jobs in architecture, and when that time comes, you can use RIBA Jobs, our jobs portal, to find out who's recruiting. We list over 1,000 jobs a year, which also includes the Part 1, 2, and 3 positions. And if you visit RIBA Jobs, you can sign up for job alerts. You just set your preferences and we'll email you the jobs that match that criteria. You can also then upload your CV to our database where recruiters can view them. And you can also follow RIBA Jobs on LinkedIn, where we post a selection of vacancies each week. RIBA has a long-standing partnership with the Architects Benevolent Society, a charity that provides mental health and well-being support for both future architects and qualified architects. ABS provides support to anyone struggling with their mental health. They can often fast-track support, such as counselling, and so please do consider using their services if you or someone you know is experiencing difficulties. Here are our contact details. You can get involved in whichever way you can. You are the next generation of architects and a valued part of the RIBA community. Click join online today, fill in your details, and then you're done. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you've all signed up and you're all looking forward to being a future architect. Thank you.